Let's be completely honest for a second. If you're involved in medical education, you absolutely know the crushing reality of the daily grind. I mean, we're talking about endless hours of dense medical lectures, hundreds of pages of NMC guidelines, and just an impossible mountain of administrative paperwork. It's an overwhelming amount of information to just consume, let alone try to teach or organize.
So that leads us to a very, very practical question. How do you summarize a 45-minute medical lecture in seconds? Like, how do you actually get your time back without sacrificing the quality of your learning or your teaching? Well, today we're looking at NoteGPT and this explainer. And I want to frame this up front. We aren't just looking at another piece of software today, no way. We're looking at a fundamental workflow superpower that literally changes how you interact with information.
NoteGPT is, at its core, your all-in-one AI learning and content creation assistant. And the scale of this thing is just massive. It works across content for over 80 million users worldwide. But what's truly incredible here is that it brings everything under one roof. It summarizes, it transcribes, it creates visual mind maps, generates presentations, and even helps you learn with audio. You don't need 5 different tabs open anymore. The whole shebang happens in one single place.
Here's our roadmap for today. 1. The ultimate learning assistant. 2. Instant video and audio notes. 3. Conquering piles of PDFs. 4. Content creation in seconds. 5. Advanced academic workflows. And 6. Pro tips for NoteGPT.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. The ultimate learning assistant. One platform, infinite uses.
It's amazing how perfectly these tools consolidate. You've got the YouTube summarizer extracting structured transcripts, the PDF summarizer letting you literally chat with dense NMC guidelines and research, and the mind map generator turning text into visual concepts. You're replacing multiple clunky, disjointed tools with this single platform. And honestly, the best part? You can start using this right in your browser for free. You don't even need a credit card to get started.
Moving right along to Section 2, Instant Video and Audio Notes, Taming the Content.
Think about the old, painful way of studying a 45-minute lecture on pharmacokinetics. You know the drill. You watch the video, you pause it, you frantically scribble notes, then you rewind because, oops, you missed a drug interaction, and then maybe you try to draw a concept map manually. It takes hours. Contrast that with the NoteGPT way. You just click Summarize, and the AI auto-generates your notes, spits out flashcards, and exports a mind map. It's practically magic.
So how exactly does this work? Well, it's essentially a 3-step life hack. Step 1, install the NoteGPT Chrome extension. Step 2, just open any YouTube medical lecture like you normally would. And step 3, actually scratch that. This is the absolute genius part. A NoteGPT side panel automatically appears right there on YouTube. You just hit Summarize. The extension does all the heavy lifting directly in your browser. You don't even have to navigate away from the video.
And the outputs you get in under 2 minutes are just incredible. You get a structured summary breaking down the key concepts, a full word-for-word transcript with clickable timestamps, a visual mind map, and auto-generated study flashcards. Plus, you can even use the AI chat panel to ask it for specific MCQ-style questions based strictly on that video. I mean, imagine pulling 10 exam-ready questions from a dense lecture in about 10 seconds. But wait, it doesn't stop at video. What about that 200-page document? Section 3. Conquering piles of PDFs, guidelines, and research papers.
So the really crucial point here is how you interact with these documents. Let's say you upload the giant 2023 NMC regulations PDF. Instead of reading it cover to cover, you use this exact copy-paste prompt. List all specific requirements for faculty strength mentioned in this document. Present as a table. NoteGPT reads the document and answers based only on the PDF. No hallucinating from outside sources, and it even cites the exact page numbers for you to verify. It's an absolute game changer for compliance and research.
Now, let's shift gears from consuming information to instantly creating it. Section 4. Content creation in seconds. Mind maps, slides, and voice.
Imagine you need to teach cardiovascular pharmacology. You feed NoteGPT the topic of beta blockers, and in a single click, it generates a comprehensive visual mind map. It branches right out into selective versus non-selective classifications, mechanism of action, clinical uses, adverse effects, and contraindications. What used to take, an hour of formatting in some clunky drawing app is now done before you even take a sip of your coffee.
Or what if you need to build a whole slide deck? Take a look at this powerful prompt. You ask it to create an 18-slide academic presentation on improving MBBS assessment quality through MCQ item analysis. And NoteGPT will build the complete slide deck for you in seconds. It structures the agenda, the learning objectives, and the data tables. It even has a feature to create AI-generated GPT images to make those slides visually engaging completely automatically. No way, right?
And then there's this pro-level audio capability. NoteGPT features voice cloning. You just record a 30-second sample of yourself speaking, and it clones your authentic teaching voice. Imagine generating an entire study guide on autonomic nervous system drugs and having the AI automatically narrate it as a podcast in your exact voice. It creates these incredibly consistent, personalized learning materials for your students, literally while you sleep.
Let's ground this in institutional reality. Section 5. Advanced Academic Workflows, SOPs, and NAC Accreditation.
Let's see how this builds into a complete literature review workflow. This connects all those previously isolated features we just talked about into one cohesive 5-step process. First, you summarize YouTube lectures for baseline concepts. Second, you chat with PDF research papers to extract data. Third, you ask the AI to synthesize all those saved notes. Fourth, you map the relationships visually. And fifth, you extract regulatory guidelines from an official PDF. Boom! You just completed a comprehensive literature review in a fraction of the usual time.
And for the administrators out there, this brilliant prompt takes a massive, intimidating task, like writing a NAC self-study report, and makes it totally manageable. You tell the AI to act as a consultant and write Criterion 3 regarding research and innovations. You instruct it to include data tables with placeholders. It writes the 300-word narratives using formal accreditation language, and all you have to do is drop in your specific institutional numbers. You can even use the exact same method for writing a patient consent standard operating procedure.
All right, let's wrap this up with some best practices so you get immediate value. Section 6, Pro Tips for NoteGPT, the Golden Rules.
Here are the golden rules. First, install that Chrome extension. It completely transforms the experience by putting the tools right where you already browse. Second, save everything to your notes library and organize it into folders. Third, and honestly, this is where the real magic happens. Combine the tools, stack them, take a PDF, turn it into a map, then turn that into slides. Fourth, be highly specific in your AI chat prompts. Don't just say summarize, tell it exactly what you need. And finally, always generate and share those flashcards with your students instantly. It takes absolutely no extra effort and provides massive value.
So what does this all mean? The crucial point we're left with is this. AI is fundamentally changing how we learn, how we teach, and how we work. When content creation takes seconds instead of days, how will you use your newfound time to transform medical education? Think about that for a second. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. I really hope this gives you the tools you need to reclaim your time and focus on what actually matters.